Well, hey there, everybody. It's Chris from Rate the Record. And of course, it's that time of the week again where I do the new music review. New music is always coming out. So I've chosen 4 songs specifically to listen to, check out, review, and have you listen to them with me because that's what this whole thing is about. So I guess we can get started in just a minute. Because first I will step over here to remind you that if you like what you see and or hear today, there's one thing, a bunch of things, or all the things I'm about to list that you can literally do right now to help support the show, and it is the following: like, subscribe, rate, share, comment, and follow. 6 quick, free, and easy things. Super easy to do, I promise you. Go ahead and try it out, it's pretty damn easy. But without further ado, let's start reviewing some music. So first up on the list today, we have the band Ministry. Yes, Ministry, industrial metal band Ministry, with a very not industrial metal song at all. The song is called Dancing Alone. Apparently, it is a like a studio room cut, like on the floor cut from the With Sympathy era. So yeah, the song's called Dancing Alone. Old unearthed track. It's not technically new, but it's new in the sense that no one's ever heard it before. Realistically, I think this is a good way to cap off the whole Squirrely Years album / era that they had just been doing for the last couple of years, where they re-recorded a bunch of older songs from With Sympathy and Twitch and just kind of modernize them, everything. So I guess this is a good way to cap it off, because again, this does not feel like a Ministry song at all. It's fast, super bouncy, really poppy, but one of the issues is there's this like really whiny detuned synth that kind of goes through the entire thing that kind of gets a little grating after a while. It doesn't really ruin the track per se, but at the same time, it's just like, it gets a little trying at times. And overall, it's pretty easy to see why this was left on the cutting room floor in the first place way back in 1982. I mean, it wouldn't be a lead single at all. It's not going to be a dance floor like spectacular type of track, but at the same time, it's still very fun. It's innocent enough, it's fine, back in Al Jorgensen's faux British days, so go ahead and check it out. Next up on the list today, we have Portugal the Man, brand new song out called Golden. This one's a warm, ballady little number. It's entirely unplugged with its soft finger-plucked guitars, sweeping strings all around, and a lot of very gentle vocal harmonies that are actually very easy on the ears, so there's nothing inherently offensive about this at all. There certainly are catchy qualities about the song, but personally, at the very least to me, I don't feel like there's enough to this to stick. And I guess that's where I can leave it by saying overall, I mean, it's a nice track for sure. It's nothing all that amazing. As I said, it doesn't really have a lot of sticking power, to me personally at the very least. But it is still like a nice little piece to check out if you're in the mood for something a little softer and warmer. Third on the list today, we have Death Cab for Cutie, brand new song called Riptides. There's a lot of texture in this track, I think a lot more than I originally would have anticipated, but to be absolutely fair, I'm not certain what I was anticipating. I used to listen to Death Cab a long time ago, so maybe I was expecting something a little more acoustic, but this was a nice little change, because you take all this nice texture work and then you mix that with the slow building intensity of the track that you get throughout the entire duration, where it just builds and builds and builds to something of a grand payoff. It actually works wonders here. And for the most part, it's quite the grand payoff indeed, because as I said, the song just builds, and then just has this like loud crescendo. It hits, gets a little quieter again, then it hits again. So I don't know, like it's a little brief, but at the same time, I think it fits, and I actually quite enjoyed it. Overall, I gotta say, it's actually pretty good. Again, it's been a minute since I've listened to Death Cab for Cutie, so this was a nice little reintroduction, so to speak. I'm probably gonna have to go back and listen to some of their older stuff, and when this new album drops, if this is indeed a new album, not just a single, I'll have to check that out too, because I've never really had an issue with them. I just stopped listening to them, I guess. Finally on the list today, we have Butthole Surfer's brand new album coming out real soon in June, but for now they have a brand new song out called Jet Fighter. It's got a pretty smooth beat to it, so it's got that going. But a very, I guess, airy production, though, just more or less, for lack of a better term to call it. Because everything is reverbed quite a bit in this entire production, like the acoustic guitars and everything like that, especially just in the overall atmosphere. It just feels overly expansive with it to the point where it becomes like a little bit distracting. Like imagine a normal sounding song, but it's being played very loudly on giant speakers all the way at the end of like a loud hall or like a loud mall or something like that. That's what this kind of felt like to me, and there's nothing I was really picking up that I liked about this style of production. It was just a bit distracting, it felt very washed, but I mean the song itself isn't necessarily all that bad. And overall, I'm gonna leave it right there and say it's not that bad, but ultimately I'm just not into it. Just again, very washed out production, wasn't super hot on or anything like that, but it's also a very short song, so it's very easy enough to get through, so if you want to check it out, by all means do it. And that's all I have for the new music review today, so thank you very much for joining me, hanging out, and listening to these songs. And if you did indeed listen to these songs, please let me know down in the comments below of what you thought about them. Did you like them? Did you hate them? Do you agree or disagree with me? What new songs are you listening to recently? All that and more down in the comments below. I'm super curious to hear it all the time, and I do mean that, I promise. I absolutely do. And you can also let me know your opinions over on the other links you can find at ratetherecord.ca. That is ratetherecord.ca. The streaming links, the social media links, the RTR album chart, so all the podcast episodes and how they've been ranked and everything like that can be found there. And of course, the RTR Club, if you want to donate to the show. It is optional, but the option is indeed yours. Content will always be free. But just in case you want to do a little bit more for the show besides the whole, like, subscribe, rate, share, comment, follow thing, that is an option too, and it can be found at ratetherecord.ca. Quick bit of channel news. I obviously didn't release a new episode of the podcast this past week. It was my intention to. I dropped the ball on that, but good news, I'm going to be recording it the day after I record this. So the day that this episode comes out, actually, on Friday, March 27th or whatever it is when this episode actually comes out, is the day I'm going to be recording the new RTR podcast. And in case you need to be caught up, it'll be episode, I don't remember the number off the top of my head, but it'll be Red Lorry, Yellow Lorry with talk about the weather. I talk about the weather. It's pissing out rain today when I'm recording this. It's a good thing my power didn't go out. So what a time to talk about the weather and that album in particular. So you can expect that next week from the release of this episode for sure. But other than that, I got nothing else for you, so I'm just going to leave it there. So one more time, thank you very much for joining me. And until I see you again, go listen to even more awesome music. Take care, friends.